won. You live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big cash pot winner. Let's see what the winning cash pot number will be. And here it comes. Tonight's winning cash pot number is 29. Congratulations to all cash pot winners. Again, the winning cash pot number is 29. It's now time for some mega winnings, so good luck. Get your tickets out. Here it comes. What will it be? The mega ball has been selected. Go mega 6 times per day for more chances to win big. Again, the winning cash pot number is 29. The lucky mark is person. And the mega ball was selected for both cash pot and hot pick. And now, for a chance to win the lotto jackpot of $61 million, here are tonight's winning lotto numbers. The first lotto number for tonight is number 1. The second lotto number, 31. Remember, lotto is a ticket to your dreams. Here comes the third number. It's number 24. The fourth lotto number is 10. And if you don't have a ticket, you don't stand a chance. The fifth lotto number is 33. And remember, the lotto jackpot for tonight is $61 million. The sixth lotto number is 16. And now for the bonus ball number. It's number 37. I hope you became $61 million richer tonight. Now let's take a look at tonight's winning numbers. Thank you so much for playing all of today's games. Please come back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. for more games you love to play. I'm Peter Gay. Have a supreme night.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
Ignite your future today at the College of International Skills and Healthcare. The leaders in paramedical and hospitality training. Get local and international certification in practical, geriatric and pediatric nursing, medical lab technician, phlebotomy, pharmacy technician, security, customer service, receptionist, airline ticketing, food and beverage, housekeeping, early childhood, childcare, and more. Online and face-to-face classes start soon. Register now and get huge discounts. Visit us at 48 Pines Plaza Junction, St. Elizabeth, or call 876-536-0110 or 876-430-1965.
Digital, data for myself. Healthy, fast and reliable. If your network a hit, make sure you switch. Upgrade, move, cause did you never miss? Premium plans, no value for your money. More data for you and your honey. First 2 bills with the month top of your money per credit, so you can chat that well. We no like slow, that's definitely a no-no. Move on, and everything will be alright fast. Digital, you want the boss. Best plans for the best cost. Digital, I feel myself.
The time brought to you by Irie FM is
8:42.
Reggae in the evening, reggae at night time on Irie Radio. Reggae in the morning, reggae in the evening, reggae at night time on Irie Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is the Entertainment Buzz.
Hear me told ya.
Yo. What them say? Up to the buzz. You don't know. The buzz.
you know how we roll.
This is the Entertainment Buzz. Further on in the buzz.
That is why they borrow things and them searching. Like what just on a glimpse and
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Sky, are you? All the respect them eyes so full. Like a flag. Hear me now. So about it. Dig it way.
Entertainment Buzz are the real thing, man. Sight.
feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to say a very special welcome to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. So we say welcome, as you just said, Bones. Remember, you can follow us on social media. Instagram, it's IRIFM_JA. Twitter, IRI_FM. And Facebook, it's simply IRIFM.
And of course, if you're just joining us, of course, the world turns as we lose another reggae icon. And of course, we got the shocking news, I think it yesterday, that the only living wailer is no longer living. And that is Bunny Wailer. We're very saddened by his passing, a man who has done a lot of great for the music, put out a lot of great stellar hits, and a fun person to interact with from time to time when he was in his best health back in the day.
Listening to you talk, Bones, I remember, I think it was Rebel Salute in 2019.
Comes to mind right away.
That came to mind immediately. And I think that was when we were both floored, when we basically got a chance to understand perhaps the seriousness of what he was going through during a live interview that happened to us. So I remember the conversation that we had after, and even the shock during that process. So we can only imagine what his family is going through at this time. And we know that even up until his passing, he was still searching for his wife, Jean Watt, better known as Sister Jean. So you can just imagine what Bunny Wailer's family is going through at this moment.
It has to be very difficult. And with the conditions he had, his health issues, he still had a very positive personality and outlook. Because when we saw him at Rebel Salute and looking at him, and he came over with a big smile, and just when we tried to have a conversation with him, this is when we realized how bad his situation.
Serious,
He couldn't speak. So
but even though that was the situation, it did not hinder or prevented him from going into the spaces where reggae music was being celebrated. Like, it was in the wee hours of the morning, and he was there just enjoying the show.
He was. Just I know we'll be doing tributes to him and so on, but he is just. We've had the honor of having him in studio here. And, he was just always so jovial and funny, and to see him pass. And, the thing I'm concerned about is that we just seem to lose a lot of our icons relatively young. I mean, he was 73 years
73.
old. Still young, And, of course, we lost a lot of them, and we need to treasure them while they're here. Let them know how much they're appreciated.
And IRIFM did that through its Lifetime Achievement Award. It was in 2018, I think, when we honored Bunny Wailer. He was actually the second recipient of IRIFM's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes. And, so we are here to pay homage to the legends that are here with us now, too. But we're also bigging up Bunny Wailer, his musical contribution, the man, the music, the legend, the contribution that he made. So big ups to you, Mr. Livingston.
During the tribute tonight, we will have some persons, including Marcia Griffiths, Copeland Forbes, his manager, Maxine Stowe, and his brother, Carlton Livingston, who will be joining us via varied platforms, just to help us remember his rich musical legacy.
Bunny Wailer, Neville O'Reilly Livingston, OM, affectionately known as Jabby, man, Jabunny, Bunny Wailer. We're going to be talking more about him later on tonight. We got lots of things to go through, though, I tell you. So
I don't know if you have seen the post that Coffee made, but she is the talk right now on social media. She legit blew up the internet today.
With the belly
so,
skin.
she has landed another international endorsement with Calvin Klein. So she actually made a post, and, kudos to Coffee, because she has been doing it. She was chatting with us last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week. We had a chat with her.
Last week, and here it is. She has scored an endorsement deal with Jordan, H&M, MasterCard, and now Calvin Klein. So keep doing it, Coffee.
We're just a marketable brand. All of
what
our
do you know?
I'm sorry, we don't need to hype, but yes, we do. Yeah, we are just marketable, and we're in demand, and we just want to say kudos to all our ambassadors for all these different entities. You know, you have a Ding Dong, you have Shensia, you have Coffee, you have, I think Leela Ike did one too, Leela and some others. So we want to say big ups to all of our artists who are just copying all these endorsement deals. It's a good look for Jamaica.
And not even allowing the pandemic to stand in their way or be something that's preventing them from doing and becoming.
The pandemic seems to be helping them. That's how it seems to me. I mean, these things weren't going on before the pandemic, and these artists were hot, still hot. So, but they've been copying the deals now. So, yeah, big them up mostly. Yeah, and of course we understand that Alkaline and Shensia, dancehall artist Alkaline is the face of Spotify's first Jamaican-centered dancehall playlist. That's a big deal. Backyard name, yeah. So big up Alkaline, of course, following the recent announcement by Spotify that they will be launching in Caribbean countries, including Jamaica. The Vendetta DJ was made the face of the 51-track playlist dubbed the latest and biggest tracks from Jamaica dancehall scene. So the listening time on the Backyard Spotify playlist is approximately 2 hours and 51 minutes. And of course, Top Prize, which is Alkaline's latest track, is also included in the trended playlist. So we have to just say kudos again to Alkaline. And of course, we're also glad that Spotify is in the Caribbean. I remember somebody was saying that's a big deal. Everybody said, why Spotify don't work down there now? I mean, I get it. And well, you can get it now. So big deal.
And just to reiterate what you said earlier, the pandemic is opening a lot of doors and making a lot of things happen. So a lot of persons are reassessing how things were normally done and just seeing how they can maximize on what's happening. And Tifa, she's actually looking for bartenders and hostesses and servers. You know that she has a restaurant in Florida.
Yes.
Dulce's Jamaican in South Florida. So she's now providing employment for persons who are within the vicinity of South Florida. So she's looking for bartenders, hostesses, and servers. So if you know of anybody, put them on to Tifa Bones.
Sandrika. Want to work? No, it's all right. You spill your drinks. you make everything spill. But of course, that's and where in Florida is her restaurant again? If you have the location.
Well, it is South Florida doesn't really give
it's
the exact
kind of a wide
location.
Okay.
So yeah. But big up to her, you know, like she's not putting all her eggs in the musical basket. You know, she's expanding. And some persons may look at it to say, what a time to expand in the middle of a pandemic. But why not?
I'm proud of her. And of course, we want to congratulate all the artists who are doing something entrepreneurial. They're putting the entrepreneurial wing onto their business. And quite a few of them have been doing it. So big them all up and keep on doing what you're doing. Because the music is a good way to earn, but it doesn't last forever, especially when the pandemic showed that. In terms of stage shows, because the bulk of these, lots of this earning came from tours. And if the tours are parked, you have to find other ways. You have to diversify. And trust me, they have been doing it. They've been doing it big too. So
and it's a good look. So on that note, we're going to segue into our social media highs and lows with Shanice Williams and Tristan Wilson to find out, you know, what's happening. They can give us a social media roundup.
Here we go.
It's now time for social media highs and lows.
Girl, you know, so what going on social media. Girl, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's your social media highs and lows.
Like I every other day, them find something new for try. Them no mention my name, them no feel them not like.
This and every Wednesday, we've got the online buzz.
I'm Tris.
And I'm Shanice.
I think I can say that Reggae Month started on a high and ended with a bang. Throughout the month, we were kept very entertained and thoroughly informed, right?
Definitely.
Now, the month's proceedings ended with the legendary Lovers Rock entertainer Barris Hammond thanking social media users following his epic epic virtual performance on Sunday night. Now, Beres Hammond took to Instagram and wrote, "What an honor to send my love from a distance to all my fans. Thank you for tuning in this evening and enjoying the positive vibrations with me and my friends at Buju Banton, at Marcia Griffiths, and at Popcorn Music." Beres had his fans, yard and abroad, glued to his performance on Sunday as he gave us hits after hits such as Double Trouble, Putting Up a Resistance, and his yet-to-be-released song, God Is Love, which he performed with Popcorn during his virtual concert dubbed Love from a Distance. Now, the collaborative effort between VP Records and Beres Hammond's Harmony House, Love from a Distance, saw Beres Hammond performing a superb set that also featured appearances from Buju Banton, Marcia Griffiths, and Popcorn. Now, Jesse Royal and Cecile are among the many industry players and social media users singing high praises for Beres Hammond, following what many have labeled an absolutely epic set.
Let's jump right into the news. On Tuesday, a video of a police officer performing a sexual favor with a female in the back of a vehicle went viral. The officer was seen wearing his uniform and also sporting a wedding band. Listen, social media went into a frenzy. The officer performed with so much passion, you see, and excitement. It was almost as if he was waiting for this moment his entire life. The officer was also seen licking his fingers, and after being asked what it tastes like, he mentioned that it tastes like rum and raisin ice cream.
Then I saw ice cream, didn't I?
Rum and raisin immediately started trending, as well as memes with his face on ice cream jars, KFC buckets, and many more. Let's just say though that the internet got real creative. One user even jokingly said that all officers from now on should eat from home, effective immediately. The commissioner of police sent direct orders that the officers seen in the video should be interdicted immediately. A voice recording is also being circulated of the alleged female claiming that she did not leak the video, and the only person who had the video was the constable. Which leaves us with this question: who really leaked the video, and what make you really do it?
So from Barry sweeping us off our feet with his Love from a Distance concert, Reggae Month ending on a high,
to Squaddy going viral, who do you think took social media this week?
While that's for another conversation, check it before you click it, because once you hit send, you may be a social media high or low.
And that's your social media highs and lows. Catch us next Wednesday for What's Buzzing.
I'm Shanice.
And I'm Tris. Bye.
Yep.
Thank you there, Tris and Shanice, for the social media roundup.
All right, we're getting ready for our music artist feature. But before we do that, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Tile Arcade, Seaview Drive, Lucy. We stock toilets, basins, granite countertops, porcelain, tin spout, doors, faucets, shower enclosures, glass blocks, and so much more. Call us 810-9069, WhatsApp 807-8840. The time by Tile Arcade is...
It's 8:46. And of course, I'm getting ready for our music artist. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you... Ta-da-da-da! Crazy Dan! Where's the Crazy Dan? Look at the hey, you want to see the man swag on him Zoom picture, you know. Where's the Crazy Dan? You good?
Yeah, man, everything about the out here, you know.
Oh, you know, my brother? All is well.
Yeah, but bless her for yourself, you know.
Crazy Dan, first question I want to ask you. How did you get your name, Crazy Dan? I hope not so everything all right upstairs there, you know.
Yeah, but everything all right up as someone.
All right. So you got the name.
Alright, one day one of my friends walk, you see me, and I do my music still now, but I never really have no artist name, no bad artist name and thing, and
yeah.
I never walk and we are on some joke and thing, and him say crazy in a dog, you see me?
Yeah.
And by the time him say crazy in a dog, him say one car pass, we mark crazy kid pan it, and him say, yo, I see line a crazy kid of the name, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You see me? So in that time, you know, me used to work with the name Crazy Kid. You see me till me get my first daughter. Till me get my first daughter, my daughter grew me and say, you know, say, I know kid thing again. You see me? Maybe just use it Dan Pani as an abbreviation for my name. You see me? And just say Crazy Dan.
Right.
You see me? Mm-hmm. Yes. So the crazy part means that me sick up so you see me? Mm-hmm. It just means I'm lyrically bad, lyrically crazy. You see me?
Okay. How did your musical journey begin?
All right. I have two uncles. I grew up going to see my two uncles that do music. You see me? Ninja Turtle and Silver Turtle and thing. And I watch them and I rip up PS2 and them.
Oh, yeah, so much
yeah,
turtle. Silver Turtle. What is that turtle name?
Ninja.
Ninja Turtles. All right, sir.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So me always watch them I mash up the show till them always a carry up on some show and them always ask Mr. Yo, when I grow up big, you would like to be an artist and thing. And me I say, what you mean? They say me because me slow them a deal with the thing and people show them love and the support and things. So me say, yeah man, but I love to be an artist and right now see me there do my thing right now and them proud of me.
Love that.
You see me?
Tell us about well, you entered the Magnum King and Queens of the Dancehall talent competition a few years ago. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, man, the experience was good. When I got to perform for a wide crowd of people and anything, I say everybody in the audience I really love the moment time I perform and anything I feel good and whole heap of people know. Everywhere I tell people can say, yo, crazy Dan, yo, artist, what going on and anything there, so it's a nice feeling, isn't it?
With all the changes that the music industry is experiencing as a result of COVID-19, how have you adjusted, your musical ventures to fit into what is happening now?
Right now, I just do some nice conscious music and then sitting right now, because you don't know a COVID-19 how many people are going through whole heap of struggles and fitness. So I have to just go I go back to the drawing board and make some nice little conscious song what go on a people life and what go on in my life as well. You see me, I want go on around me and things, you see me? I just do some good conscious song, you see me? You don't know, we have an EP out right now, just release the EP.
Nice.
Better tomorrow, you see me? Yeah, man.
Tell us a little bit about the EP. How many tracks you have, any collaborations on there, and who are some of the producers you worked with?
Yeah, man. The EP titled Better Tomorrow. 10 tracks up on the EP. You see me? And Love Rock Entertainment, which is the producer I signed to. The record company which I signed to. Love Rock Entertainment. Look up yourself, Junior. You see me? I don't know. Prime time music at the youth where mix and master the whole of the song them on it. And Ramos music at the youth build all of the instrument them. So big up them same youth. Big up them youth there. You see me? And big up the
Do you have a favorite track from the EP?
Well, Chano, you all I sang them bad, you know.
Good answer.
I favorite.
Nice.
All I sang them bad. All of them bad.
You have a song. You have a song entitled Journey. What's the story behind that one?
All right. Well, me as a youth, I know. See, I grew up very rough. Yeah. Very, 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 very rough. You see me?
Yeah.
Very, very rough. I grew up on them thing there. You see?
Wow.
In a real life, I think so. When I time, I didn't have nobody to send me to school and anything. You see me?
Yeah.
I grew up with my great grandmother and our one daughter come move her from around. We say, I don't know. So we up on the street from a tender age. I try to seek it for myself and anything. They say, I don't know. We have to stop school early.
Wow.
And anything. You see me? So that's how the journey began. And you know, we have to move from St. James and come St. Catherine. So I come press you with music career and anything. You see me? So that's a part of the journey. You see me?
Mm-hmm. So you've had a rough one, and it has taught you, and it has made you grow, and it has built character for you.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, and you did ask me if I have a collaboration for the EP. Yeah, I have a collaboration.
Yes.
Struggle, Crazy Than Featuring Turbulence.
Yes, that's a great song. We'd love to play that too at some point.
Man.
Yes.
How has your journey and your personal experience, how has that influenced like the creation, your musical creation, the way you write and what you choose to put in songs and even your delivery? Do you find that based on the experience, it allows you to be more passionate about a particular subject that you're writing about?
Well, at this point right now, I'm just writing in that kind of content right now. You see me? Because I don't know, I'm a versatile artist.
Yes.
You see me? But being as the COVID-19, I mash up everybody's life right now, we have to stick to that moment right now. You see me?
What have you been doing to protect your family, especially I know you have your daughters and your children and so on, and how have you been surviving through COVID? Because COVID has really wrecked the music industry, especially in terms of live shows and so on. What have you been doing to survive, and how you and your family?
Well, you don't know a dub plate. And you don't know me have friends and family and them thing there, and Love Rock Entertainment, Love Rock Boss Junior, him support me all the way. You see me? So I have to big up Junior right out, you see me? In a real life, him give me the full support. You see me? And my friend them, big up all of my friend them, we are foreign and my cousin them where we spend a little thing and give me more while. And it's crazy than deal with the thing them, you see me? In a real life, so.
Lovely.
Yeah.
When you're not doing music, Crazy Don, what do you enjoy doing when it's not music?
Just chill with my friends them and reason, talk about life and them thing there. We're not doing more than that. You see me?
And of course, yes, go ahead.
We not really go no whole heap of place go ends off with no bag of people. Like I'm stick to my friend them and come. No, you see me?
Right.
In a real life. Yeah, man.
You know, me like your style. You know, you have like just a style without a grit, just raw grit on the thing. Meaning that you know you're real. There's no facade. There's no pretending when we talk to you.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. There's a song you have with Turbulence that I really like though, and that's the one called Struggles, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if we can play it for the folks. Yeah, let me
introduce it for us now, Crazy Don.
Crazy Don, introduce the song for me. Your song.
Yeah. All right. How will leap out? No.
We're going to play it, you know. Just introduce it.
Just introduce it.
Yeah, we're going to play it here. So you just introduce it.
Just introduce it.
Yeah, man.
All right. Just say that song with me and Turbulence now. That song is a very powerful song. You know, some people always try to hold on some Chinese and them thing that. And you know, when you break the barrier and go through and them thing, and then can't stop you again.
Yes.
You just. That song is one of the best songs for you listen right now. That's all we can say. You see me?
All right. Let's hear it. Here we go.
About the struggles, bro. Life never sweet like a Oreo. Fit me a quitter and a sammy, bro. All when the journey scary like a dumpy show. Here gone, see me a rise when we bump it all. When them try to hold me down, up we go. Yeah, fit me a quitter and a sammy, bro. All when the journey scary like a dumpy show. Here gone, it no make no sense to try to stop me cause man rough. From a little bit, from me used to build box truck. Sing me song, them no want to see Crazy Don boss. Me no know me get me kids coming no give one. Calm down, find a flow like oral. Me murder pool left quarter than keep the memorial. Some people say me antisocial, but I saw them cheat me when me left it sticky like a portal. Come let me tell you about the struggles, bro. Life never sweet like a Oreo. Fit me a quitter and a sammy, bro. All when the journey scary like a dumpy show.
Tune that, you know. Big tune.
All right.
Yeah, man, a big tune, man.
Yeah, man. And of course, we're happy to hear you.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening, tonight, really. And, you know, we wish you all the best on your journey and continue to keep on doing what you're doing and never lose that passion or hunger.
And before you go crazy, Dan,
thank you.
Can you just give us your social media handle so that people can reach you?
Yeah, man. All right. First before
Yes.
First before me do that, because I'm big up
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
First, big up Crackers. Big up the whole of Watertown.
Yes, man.
Big up DJ Crackers. And big up the whole of Girl and big up the whole of Trina, the whole of Portmore, a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You see me, I say? Big up the whole of Love Rock Entertainment family. Big up the whole of Crazy Nation family. I know a whole heap of Crazy Nation family logging right now and check it. You see me? So big up everybody we're checking right now. Right. You see me? I say so. Crazy Dan. To find Crazy Dan on Instagram, it's official_Crazy Dan. You see me? On YouTube, Crazy Dan Vivo. Facebook, Crazy Dan Crazy Nation. Stay free.
Just stay free, my boss. We wish you all the best. We wish you all the best with the EP. We hope it streams a lot and you get a whole heap of download. And just go and do the thing. Keep the music high and keep the reggae music high. And be an ambassador, same way, my boss. We want to see you locking in some endorsements like the rest of them. Here, sir.
Yeah, bless and give thanks.
No, respect, Crazy Dan.
Thank you, Crazy Dan.
Bless up.
Blessed love.
Yeah, bless love.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our music artist, Crazy Don. At this time, we are going to go to At the Movies with Maisha Browdy.
We can.
Lights, camera, action. Hey, movie lovers, welcome to At the Movies. I'm Maisha Brody. You love listening to the radio. I also know that you enjoy screen time, whether it's watching your favorite Netflix series or catching up on one of your favorite local films or plays. So stay tuned for the latest movie news. A movie inspired by the life and achievements of Jamaica's first national hero, Marcus Garvey, is to be released by Amazon Studios. The film, titled Marked Man, based on Colin Grant's biography Negro with a Hat, The Rise and Fall of Marcus Garvey, is written by British actor-playwright Kwame Key-Arma and will be directed by acclaimed Nigerian filmmaker Andrew Dosunmo. Amazon Studios has said Winston Duke, who stars as M'Baku in Black Panther, will play Garvey. Jesse Williams from Little Fires Everywhere and DeWanda Wise from She's Got to Have It are in talks to star. Still on the movie scene, in just 2 days, the long-awaited Part 2 of the romantic comedy Coming to America will be released. The movie, starring Eddie Murphy and some of the world's favorite black actors, is scheduled to be released by Prime Video in the United States and Canada on March 5. We can expect it to premiere in Jamaica shortly after. If Coming to America is anything like Part 1, or if it lives up to the trailer, then we're in for a belly full of laughter. It's a new month, so instead of our usual top 5 movies, here are 10 movies we suggest you watch. Number 10, Tina. Number 9, The Truffle Hunters. Number 8, Godzilla vs. Kong. Number 7, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Number 6, My Salinja Year. Number 5, The Courier. Number 4, Chaos Walking. Number 3, Cherry. Number 2, Raya and the Last Dragon. And number 1, of course, is Coming to America. If you love great movies and series, go ahead and add these to your watch list. But if you're venturing out to cinemas to watch some of these and more, don't forget that safety is important. So here are some safety tips. Always wear a mask. Sanitize hands frequently. That's a wrap. Join us next week for more exciting movie news. For At the Movies, I'm Maisha Brody.
Thank you very much, Maisha Brody, with that feature at the movies.
For that. Well, Bones, it's almost time.
You hear how they might big up my movie, though? Yes, man. I'll be there. I gotta get me some. You know you're gonna watch it
March 5.
Yeah, March 5. March 5.
Tomorrow, but Friday.
But Friday. We'll have Coming to America. All right, so guess what? We're up for a break. We'll be right back.
The time brought to you by Irie FM is...
That's the break. It's 9 o'clock. And of course, we are going right into another feature now. This is Fashion Forward. What's popping with Shamara Preston and DJ Lollipop.
Catch him outside.
It's Fashion Forward, a weekly look into what's popping,
what's hot and what's not,
hip and trendy. It's the space for all things fashion. This week we look at face masks. Face masks have become the new normal. We can't go outside or inside without them. Wearing a mask all day can be unpleasant, and it is even harder for kids to wear them. But don't worry, we've got you. Just wear your mask and feel confident. Firstly, match your mask to your headband, shoes, or handbag. It is a sure way to make you ooze confidence. You will even get bonus points if your mask and headband are made from the same fabric. If you can sew, go right ahead and do your thing.
My mask just become a part of my dress code. Same color mask, same color shirt. I just make the mask be a fashion. And people who can't sew like myself, what I do, I get somebody make some mask for me and I imprint my logo on it.
Alright, see it there? We know mask wearing can be uncomfortable. They can irritate your ears and cause your skin to break out. To eliminate this, add mask strap or mask chain. Avoid using heavy makeup, ladies, such as foundations, which can unclog your pores. Moisturize your skin, especially if you live in areas that are very hot. Wash your face before and after you wear a mask, and wash your mask regularly.
You know, one question I just want to ask. People who wear masks and eyeglasses, how do you feel?
Well, that's our next point. For glasses wearers like myself, I won't even get started on how my glasses fog up. But if you want to prevent this, make sure your mask fit well. A loose fitting mask lets more of your warm breath escape from the top of the mask. For a tighter fit, try masks that tie in the back or has adjustable ear loops or a bendable nose piece. Place a facial tissue inside your mask. The tissue will absorb some of the moisture from your warm breath and reduce the fog. Also, you can try over-the-counter anti-fog spray and use these.
Man, tell no lie, that sound like a whole heap of work.
It is a lot, but if you experience this, I mean anything that works.
Because of that, that's why I hardly wear my glasses.
But aren't your glasses fashion glasses?
No, I wear my glasses for my sight. But it's either the glasses or the mask. And then we let me in the place without the glasses, but I can't leave the mask. Because the glasses and the mask, it's a bad combination.
Finally though, for the children, we know they're having a hard time with these masks. Keep their masks playful by using bright colors with cartoon characters. Use breathable materials and keep the straps loose enough not to squeeze their ears, and give them a mask that ties at the back. Remember, your mask is essential. Keep it simple. Ensure you're comfortable as you go about your daily activities. That's it here from us. I'm Shamara.
And I'm DJ Lollipop, the party fanatic.
See you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Shamara and DJ Lollipop with Fashion Forward.
Yeah.
And definitely, have you ever forgotten your mask, Bones? Like you are driving and you get to your destination and you're heading out of your vehicle, not realizing that you don't have your mask.
All the time.
Exactly.
It
so
happens
if you
all
make
the time.
your mask a part of your outfit, that's perhaps a cool way to remember that look.
But I tell you, when I hear the mechanics of how to work the mask with the glasses, that sounds like you're breaking down into a computer or you're trying to find a system. No, sir, too much work, that man.
And I am forgetting that you are one of those.
So, yeah, me have contact.
And glasses.
Sometimes I wear my contacts. It no bother me that time.
Yeah.
It is rough.
You know, we have to do what we have to do, don't it?
Very important that we do what we have to do. Now, as we were talking at the start of the show, we lost a true living, well, he's no longer living, but we lost an icon, which is Bunny Wailer. And we have a special tribute to this legend. And this is the tribute right now, our tribute to Bunny Wailer.
Well, I can remember, playing the drums. That was my reason to be at church, to play the drums. And that really echoed in my life as a drummer. We were friends from beginning, from beginning. We used to buy things, shop, where we went to school. And he was a man that wasn't as cool as. So he would take the early jump and go and buy cut cake and greater cake. Camperdown was really hairy, and I am satisfied that I, as a youth, really went to Camperdown. Well, I met Peter at a gambling table. He was my friend in gambling, my partner. We were playing dice, and then now a brother came by with a guitar, and he focused on the guitar. And I played the guitar good too, played better than we, and I focused on him. Because he wanted a guitarist.
Yes.
So I tell him about the group and tell him, so well, what, come with me. So we just invite him. Let's go over. The time Junior Brathwaite was there, Beverly Kelso, she was coming to be, and Peter would now be a member of the Wailers. We used to rehearse in the cemetery. Joe Higgs wanted us to be acquainted with every kind of situation. So we got involved. Well, I lost my partners, which is something that I have to live with, but everything is good. I'm still doing it.
Wow, that was Bunny Wailer. He was speaking with Kabuma at Keru. That was in 2018 during IRFM's Lifetime Achievement Award. And, we start out with an in-depth interview before we get into the award ceremony of things. And he also performed there. And I'm telling you, Bones, well, you already know because I think you have seen Bunny live and in living colors.
I brought him on stage.
And he is an awesome performer, just a ball of energy.
Yeah. One of the things, I can't quite remember which concert it was that I brought him on stage. But when I brought him on stage, Bunny looked at me and said, Bones, I'm going to give you a hell of a performance. Hell of a performance. and I said, all right. But let me tell you something. An hour into the performance, he only had 35 minutes. It was a show with other artists on it. The man was going 2 hours, close to 2 hours. So if I go up, it kind of been signaling him, hey, Bunny, time. But he's like, no, I'm just getting into my groove. I'm getting into my groove. So he's such a consummate professional. And him don't like you giving him short time on stage because he's got a lot to do and a lot to say. So,
I mean, you can't give a man, an icon like a Bunny Wailer a short time. I mean, you're doing yourself an injustice as a promoter as well.
Yeah.
So you really want to give him the maximum time so patrons can enjoy.
Yeah, Bunny Wailer.
At this point during the show, we're going to be talking with persons who knew Bunny Wailer and can share with us as we reflect and also highlight his rich musical legacy.
I think we have online with us Carlton Livingston. He is Bunny Wailer's brother, and we'd like to just welcome him right now to the mic, to the airwaves of IRFM. Carlton, welcome, sir. Hello, Carlton. All right, we're going to see if we can make the connection with Carlton Livingston.
I'm hearing you, Carlton. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, we're not hearing him here. Okay.
And our condolences to you and the family.
Thank you.
All right, we're hearing him here now. All right, Carlton, welcome. Great to have you also.
Thanks.
Fond memories of your brother. Any memory stands out to you? Carlton, you there?
Hello.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I'm thinking the phone is going out.
It's going out.
It's cutting in and out. I'm not really getting it.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the question again. Can you remember some of the fond memories of your brother?
Yes, when we was growing up.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of memory there.
Any fond memories you can remember? Can you remember any incident that you and him maybe had a little, it was an unforgettable memory?
Remember both of us was trying to catch a chicken one time. And
yes.
while we're doing that, I caught the chicken, but he didn't like that. So he got real mad and came at me, and then we got in a little tavern war.
Yeah,
Both we got spanked him for that. Right? Because we wasn't supposed to be fighting, but that's what went on.
Right.
In that process of trying to catch a chicken.
Did you, as children growing up, did you know that your brother would become this iconic reggae superstar?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that, but as we grew along, he was interested in the music, and him and Bob and the rest of the guys who was really trying to get it together. Spent a whole lot of hours and time trying to do whatever they had to do.
Carlton, you do music too, right? You do music also?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
No, I do not.
No, you do not do music. All right. I know that you had a plenty of memories of your brother. Can you remember the first time seeing him either recording a song or seeing him perform on stage? What was the feeling like?
first time that's a long time ago.
I figured as well.
It was very long, you know.
Yeah.
Because it was a group thing, and him and his friends, him and Bob and Pete and whoever did it.
Right.
We used to rehearse together. And every evening at about 5, 6 o'clock, they did this, and it came in like it was like a dance or probably a party. A lot of people used to get together.
Right.
And down in Trenchtown, 2nd Street, they would start up, and when it did, it was like something that I made perfect. They did it like they knew what they was doing, so it came in extremely well. You know, when they did it, people would come here and instead of coming like it was like a show. The most evening at 5, 6 o'clock, they would try to get together and did that kind of studio looking kind of rehearsal thing, you know, like there was in a studio. So a lot of people used to gather up and try to listen to it. And yes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jabi has a rich musical legacy. How do you want your brother to be remembered?
I want him to be remembered as somebody who was always looking out for people.
Yeah.
And trying to help and trying to give people something. And always trying to help the next person.
Yeah.
You know, he'll give his last just to make somebody happy.
True.
You know, that's the kind of person he was.
Yeah, I have very fond memories with Jabi too. We always used to laugh.
Right.
Carlton, I really want to thank you for making time to talk to us. I mean, I know it's a difficult time, and you know, sometimes people don't really want to talk, but it was good that you made the time for us, and we appreciate you coming on.
We appreciate it, absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Carlton. That's the brother of Bunny Wailer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Carlton Livingston. During this period, as we highlighted, we'll be talking with different persons who knew Bunny Wailer and would have interacted with him, you know, in a different capacity throughout his musical career. Now we're going to be joined via phone by Maxine Stowe, who acted as his manager.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking to Maxine Stowe. Let us see if we have her online. Maxine, are you there? Right, I think they're trying to make the connection with Maxine Stowe. But of course... Okay, I think we still have Carlton there.
Oh, thank you so much, Carlton. Thank you for sharing. And again, our condolences to you and the family.
Yeah, all right, I think he left. So we're going to try now to connect with Maxine Stowe, Bunny Wailer's manager. And, you know, wondering what that experience was like, you know, to be managing him going on the road.
And especially, like you said, Bones, because Bunny Wailer was somebody who was not afraid to speak his mind. Definitely. And, you know, as a manager, how do you deal with that kind of thing? Was he, you know, difficult to manage? Was it fun? You as a manager, what does that mean for you? You are managing the great reggae icon, a Bunny Wailer. You know, so many questions, and now all of that is no more.
Yeah, and of course, there's always a different dynamic with artists and their managers. So we want to find out what the dynamic was with Maxine and Bunny, because a lot of times, you know, you go to certain managers and artists, they behave like their family. Some of them is so strict in business, meaning you need to do this, you need to do that. So let's find out from Maxine Stowe herself and find out what was it like being Bunny Wailer's manager. Maxine Stowe, welcome to IRFM.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings.
Yeah, our condolences to you, Maxine, and you know the entire family. We know it's really it's a difficult time, but thank you for coming on and speaking with us.
We appreciate it.
Right.
What was it like managing an artist like Bunny Wailer a 3-time Grammy winner. What was it like for you?
I think the word manager doesn't capture really the relationship because he was, it was more like a partner.
There you go.
Because of my musical history and his musical history in terms of more the business and, you know, both of us coming from Studio One, right? Because as you know, Cox is my uncle.
Right.
And I came into the business through Coxon. I also worked with Chris Blackwell at Island. I worked with the Marley family, you know. Didn't work with, but I'd met Peter Tosh over the years, you know, just in the industry. I never met them as a group, you know.
Right.
But and neither did I interface with Bob Marley alive, but I interfaced with his catalog.
Right.
While VP at A&R at Island Records, I actually reissued his catalog, you know. When I say reissued, they go back for extra tracks, unreleased tracks, and, you know,
right.
Put his catalog out. So I was, you know, immersed that way because we had to go through, you know, every album from Catch a Fire, you know.
That's a lot.
Right.
Right.
And so, actually, when I met up with Bunny in about 2009, 2010, it was actually nothing to do with music. It was to do with the Rastafari community, which he was the main philanthropic, you know, supporter. And we were focused on the intellectual property rights of the community and keeping a conference, which was at his school at Mona Road. You know, he had opened a Rastafari prep school there. And so that is how we came together, was on defending, you know, Rastafari rights and you know, intellectual property and what should be happening for them and all of this stuff.
Right.
And so it's in that meeting, actually, funnily, I had met him when I was 18 years old. I could give that backstory.
Okay.
In 1976, 77, with Ras Daniel Hartman, who was my companion at the time, was supposed to design the record cover for Protest, which was his second album. And he was familiar with the Wailers because, as you know, Ras Daniel had appeared in Harder They Come with Jimmy Cliff and was the first Rastafari pop star.
Right. Right, yes.
You know what I mean? And so he was very close to the Wailers and stuff like that. So I just giving you that backstory to know how long, you know, our history of understanding each other were. So in 2010 now, with the Rastafari and actually my uncle had died in 2004, and I was working with his son Clement Dodd Jr. in his estate trying to, you know, fix some things there, and he had just won the case as well. And so that's when Bunny realized that I had this huge musical journey, and in exploring the Rastafari rights, you know, getting, you know, acknowledgement for the huge use of their culture globally that they weren't benefiting from, you know, Bunny and myself now became what I call now working partners, right? So I had been working on outside of the Rastafari rights. I was working with Wayne Chen and Colin Leslie and some people on a Jamaica Music Foundation, which we had started, about the legacy of Jamaican music. And so we were looking forward now, because we're in 2010, we're planning now for 2012, which was the 50th anniversary of Jamaican music and the island of Jamaica, the independence. So at that point now, myself, him, and Junior Lincoln, who you may know, started a company called Jamaica Music 50 to plan a series of projects around, you know, Jamaican music, where the foundation of it was the Scatterlights and the Wailers, you know, and we were expressing people like Mr. Dodd, Duke Reed, Prince Buster,
Yes.
we were, bringing that forward to say, these are the guys, these, made the foundation. And I think through that work, that's when we started to explore now his legacy and how it's supposed to be, treated, because that's why I say it's not like I'm managing an artist that, you know what I mean, is trying to make it. I'm managing something or being involved in something that's already a huge institution, but like the Rastafari community is challenged by, how it's being interpreted and how it's benefiting from its work. Because a massive amount of the foundation work does not benefit the foundation artist, And so we were looking at the 50-year marker as something where a legacy strategy, which we had sat down with at the time.
Right.
What's his name? I don't know if he was Prime Minister at the time, P.J. Patterson. But he was someone that, I remember sitting with Lisa Hanna, him, saying,
Right.
what is Jamaican music going to do now, 50 years, on behalf and in the best interest of these people who built the music.
Right.
But because of the contractual and all of this, didn't benefit, are we now going to put laws in our,
Right.
platforms in to do so? So that's how I remember or would express my working relationship with him would be more business partners.
Yeah, than just manager.
And cultural partners. Yes,
Max.
As Bunny's manager, what plans do you have to keep his legacy alive?
Well, a lot was in motion, starting actually a lot triggered by the Irie FM Lifetime Achievement Award. I have to really give, kudos to Kashima and certainly, most definitely to Kabu,
Thank you.
because he had just come off the Order of Merit, we actually came off a tour, I think his first tour of the United States, even though he had done shows there one-off. This was the first extensive tour in 2016 that we had done and accomplished. And in fact, that was the first signal of a hospitalization, because after completing the tour, all of us got sick on the tour. Right?
Wow.
Everybody got some kind of flu. We had to stop at different hospitals and, get checked out. I remember the New York show, and I kept looking at Bunny and saying, boy, I'm strongy. Look how it licked down all of us, And on the 16th or second to last show in Florida, I didn't like how he, looked, and I was on the lookout because everybody had gotten sick.
Right.
I myself got sick in New York and had to, get myself checked out. So anyway, at that point now is when I said, before he does the show, let us go, to a friend, took us to a doctor. I said, let me check him out because I don't want anything happen on stage,
Right.
And everybody else had been ill. And so when we went there, they said, no, take him to the hospital right away. He has a case of almost approaching pneumonia. And I said, all right, then that's when we did it. And when we did it, obviously it made world news. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That he was hospitalized in Miami. I don't know if, you guys remember that incident. So after that now, we came in and, we were checking out his health because he only likes to go to Cuba. He doesn't like the health system of Jamaica, definitively. And his confidence is in Cuba. So I remember us going into Cuba, had him checked out. They didn't really see anything, major. Just high blood pressure. And, he needed to watch his lifestyle now, type of a thing. And after that, we went into we got the Order of Merit.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's 2017. And after that, that's when we started to look seriously now at his legacy, making sure, he did his trust and his will, and
Right.
testament, and made sure that him, lock up everything.
Yes.
And then it was a Lifetime Achievement Award, I think, triggered a lot of stuff because that's when we met the sculptor who made that bust for him. And in meeting that sculptor now, you know, we had the idea, let us create a statue of the Wailers.
Right.
And at the same time now, we also were being lobbied in Trenchtown for the second street that Carlton just spoke to you about to become a National Heritage Site.
Right.
And we were working with Chris Wimstone, who governed Culture Yard with the Trenchtown Development Association. And we lobbied, and we got Second Street declared as a National Heritage Site as the birth, of the home of the Wailers. And so between that birth of the home, the Wailers statue, we had an event launching the maquette, and our intention. And that's when we had to put on a presentation with the young Wailers. And it was such a wow performance. At that time, it was Black Hero, written Peter Tosh's grandson, Andre Tosh. That's Andrew Tosh's son.
Yes.
And Asadanaki. And it was such a wow moment that the concept now of the Wailers Trio tribute group was born, And so the whole thing now was, all right then, we're gonna, I think for his 70th birthday, the other thing that happened is that we established the Wailers Museum at 10 Darley Crescent, which was really the combination of Wailers and Solomonic. So that museum showed the whole history of them coming together as teenagers, developing their career. Then it goes into Solomonic Records, which is a solo career, and shows how the group broke up as a group, but they didn't break up as brothers, as their family. Because as you know, Bob is a half-brother.
Bunny,
yes. Share a sister Pearl. And Andrew Tosh is Bunny's sister son. So it's like a blended family, like Kamala Harris comes out and says she has a blended family.
Yes.
That was the Wailers' blended family.
Well, it's... Yes.
So what I'm saying, so that legacy
yes.
is what we have been working on. We have the Wailers Trio album. We're working with TP Deco and the Trenchtown Development Association to develop the Wailers, actual Wailers Museum there, and of the early Wailers. And, just getting his catalog up and running. He had taken it off the market for decades. I think as an artist, he didn't want to sign to a major company. He always wanted to own, his own catalog. A very interesting thing, too, is that he designed the majority of his album jackets. And we're finding that the ownership of those jackets is now a major,
Well, we're glad that, that ball has been in motion before and still continues. I know last time we spoke, Maxine, you told us that, he was still in the process of searching for his wife.
Yeah.
Is there any update in that regard?
No update, meaning it's, Jamaica is a curious place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to bash because we all live here, but the the facilities to do things, there's not a lot. You understand? So the police department, I know we hired private investigators. Family members have been, everywhere searching. We have the reward, and at a certain point, I think what happened is Bunny's illness, when he had the second stroke, dominated everybody's energy, in terms of his care. And I don't know, at a certain point, I know it's still an open case, right?
Yes.
But I saw the Jasmine Dean family, the other day making another appeal in relation to, you understand, continuing or finalizing, the situation. So it weighed heavily, you know. It's almost like, for me personally, it's like the name, the Wailers, just continued, like his legacy, like he couldn't leave, you know, like free, like he had to leave with a burden. Not just me reflecting on what this Wailers story is like, because each one of them, you know, Bob, Peter, and now Bunny is like, I'm saying, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, couldn't he just get old and, you know, retire and just whatever? Why did this have to come to be a part of his legacy?
Yeah.
You know? So I know we'll get that answers in the years to come.
Years to come.
As this be resolved, but that's how I, you know,
is there,
personally.
Maxine, is there any plans in place for the memorial service yet for Bunny?
Not as yet, because as you know, it just happened, and the family, you know, there's family abroad, there's family here, the COVID environment, you know, but that is coming together as we deal with the not really shocked, but we're still shocked.
Yes,
you know?
of course, of course.
Because we have been battling this so long, we just say, oh, another ball coming, we're going to battle, you know? But we didn't know that this one was gonna, you know, take it.
Well,
Maxine, I want to thank you
our
so much.
condolences again to you and the family, and thank you for coming on, irrespective of the situation and the freshness of it, but just to understand and help us to pay tribute to Bunny.
Okay, and I, you know, thank you, and I thank IRFM, you know, for supporting him and for celebrating him while he was alive, you know, because it means a lot for his legacy. And, you know, IRFM will be remembered as a major stepping stone and platform in, you know, defining.
Yes. Rest in peace.
Thank you too.
Jabi. Thank you so much, Maxine Stowe. And of course, thank you once again for coming on and talking to us. And of course, condolences to you and of course the entire family. Respect.
Right. All right. Blessed love.
Blessed love. Yes.
Bob and Peter, you know? So
yes, definitely.
There's happiness. The Wailers are wailing now wherever they are.
All right. Thank you, Maxine. Take care. Thank you so much. Respect.
Wow. Just a wealth of information there, lots of info so far. And still to come, we have Copeland Forbes and Marcia Griffiths.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a night of tribute to the legendary Jabi, Bunny Wailer, the man.
And very fitting. You could not, you know, like a Bunny Wailer based on his musical impact, it could not just, you know, go lightly without remembering him this kind of way.
We're very pleased to bring on air once again the queen of reggae, this beautiful lady, Marcia Griffiths. Not in the best circumstances because of the passing of the legendary Bunny Wailer, but Marcia, it's always a treat to have you on. Marcia, good evening to you.
Greetings and lots of blessings.
Always.
Welcome again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marcia, as the queen of reggae, you've worked with Bunny Wailer on numerous occasions. Share with us, what was it like being around him?
Well, Bunny and I go way back, further than music. None of us dreamt that we would have been in music when I met Bunny, because we came from the same area down in Hannatown. And as a little girl, I used to wait for Bunny to come up to Oxford Street, stand at my gate, and Bunny would hold my hand and take me to liquor school where I was going. And then he'd continue. Yes, so that's how far back we go. And this would happen every single day. Every single morning, Bunny hold my hand and take me to liquor school. So we usually walk hand in hand, you know, going to school. And then I saw, after that period, I think Bunny went on to Camperdown.
Right.
But after not seeing him for a little while, the first time I saw Bunny again was Easter Monday morning after performing at the Carib Theatre, and I was taken to Studio One. And when I walked in Studio One and saw all these great giants, these musical giants that I've been listening to as a young girl,
Yes.
The only person I recognized in there was Bunny. That's when I saw him again for the first time, you know.
What was that interaction like, seeing him for the first time after him holding your hand and taking you to small school?
It was like family. It was like seeing one of your family. Because that's the kind of relationship that we had from way back then. So we exchanged. I told him where I was living, and you know, I saw him every day because going to being a studio one was like a 9 to 5 job where you clock in in the morning, and that's where you work and you spend most of your time. You know, so I would see him every day, and we sit down and reason, even though they were so serious. Bob was serious, Peter was serious, and Bunny was the only one I could relate to, you know. So in that time, you know, he had gotten really conscious and serious. When those three brothers look at you, you better walk straight as a young woman, you know. So it continued, our relationship continued, and he always visit me wherever I am. And he would bring the nicest fruits and vegetables when he was living at Portland. You know, so it was like most of my journey I spent, you know, working with Bunny. But after in 70, when was it? No, we went to Canada. I3 went to Canada to do a performance.
Right.
Very quickly, I just want to let you know, and I bought a rhythm box there, took it to Jamaica, and I was so overwhelmed with this. It's like a keyboard. You can play the chords and everything, but it has a lot of beats, different rhythms and songs. And when I showed it to Bunny when he was visiting me, he was just excited about this rhythm box because the sounds were really unusual, you know, bossa nova, cha-cha, everything was there. But there was this one beat that I fell in love with, and I wanted him to hear it. You know, it was just like a straight beat, poof, puff, poof, puff.
Right.
And then there was a keyboard part now that I really loved, and that is what made the whole electric slide. Because that keyboard plays a repeater sound. And Bunny loved it as well. So what he did was record the beat along with the piano, took it to Portland where he was living at the time, came back the following day with the song. And I was really shocked to see that he did that so fast. So everything was just really spontaneous. It was just happening fast. So he called in Sly and Robbie in the studio. We went in and they did an overdub on the same basic beat that we had. And he did overdubs, maybe like about 11 different keyboard parts from the same rhythm box.
Wow.
And let me tell you, I have never seen a producer like Bunny. He's very meticulous in everything he does. And this is the kind of person I would call a producer. Because a lot of people claim to be producers.
Yes.
But you're not a producer until you can go in the studio and you tell the bassman what you want to hear him play.
Right.
And the keyboard and, you know, etc. And this is what he was good at. He gave everybody their part and what he wanted to hear. And he knew exactly what he wanted to hear, the overdubs that he used the rhythm box to play. And believe me, what came out of it was beautiful. At the end of the day, and I voiced that song, the song was released. Everything happened in a couple of days.
Wow.
And as soon as we started working on an album, and we completed the entire album. You know, I even end up doing some of his songs that he wrote, like Bide Up and, you know, Tribulation he wrote for me, Woman A Come, How Can I Be Sure? Some beautiful tracks. So when the Electric Boogie was released, it went straight to the top. By Christmas, it was a number one song.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the album was still there. Well, up until now, the album is still sitting there, never released.
I think that's something we need to release.
That particular song that he penned and produced showed me that he was talented as any Stevie Wonder or, you know, one of these great producers, you know. So, and the other tracks as well that he did, because some of the things I did in the studio, believe me, I never know I was able to do them, but he brought the best out of me in, you know, producing the tracks. Some notes that I took, I didn't know I was able to do that, you know.
Wow.
So he really did a fantastic job with everything that he produced. Like, for example, one of my favorite songs from Bunny is Battering Down Sentence, because when I heard it the first time, when he recorded it, I could live the moments that he experienced in prison. The way he delivered it and the story that he was telling in the song, you could see everything in your mind, in your mind's eye. You could just picture everything that he went through. You know, he really expressed the song in a different way, and that's one of my favorite songs, along with Ballroom.
Wow. Marcia, you are definitely an interviewer's dream.
I was about to say the same thing.
Like one question, and you just went on and gave us this rich information that we can't find on the internet.
And I think it is so the way you answer,
the passion,
the sequencing. Because Marcia, I tell you, everything that you were just talking a while ago, we were about to ask you that question.
Oh, really? Well,
yes.
Let me tell you what it is.
See the question here. You remade Bunny's popular song, Electric Slide. How did that come about? That was one question, you know, but you just went in and answered that.
Awesome.
You know, it's always great to...
Truth,
yes.
No matter how many times they say the truth, it comes in one way, one style every time. So it's just the truth I'm speaking.
Marcia, it's always a pleasure to have you. And, of course, thank you for coming on and, of course, giving us your memories.
Thank you for having me anytime.
Marcia Griffiths, the queen of reggae. Beautiful lady, beautiful
thank
person.
You. You've blessed us 2 weeks in a row, back to back, and we
better relish
grateful
it.
to have you on.
We better relish it, because we might not get her again, I tell you. Marcia, thank you so much.
Okay, bless.
Take care. Blessings. Yeah, Marcia Griffiths, the queen of reggae.
Right, and that's just really awesome. And now we have Copeland Forbes, somebody who has a wealth of information.
This is another icon right here too.
Yes,
a pure icon we are talking from now. So we have Marcia, and now we're talking to Copeland Forbes, and of course Copeland is the CEO and managing director of Comar Productions Limited. And, of course, a very world-renowned tour manager, artist manager. He has done so much work with a lot of artists. And a lot. Dennis Brown, Gregory Isaacs, Bunny Wailer. I don't know who he hasn't worked with. So we're going to be great. We're just going to see if we can make the connection with him now. And we'll be having a quick chat with Copeland Forbes. We're paying tribute to Bunny Wailer, of course. He always said he was the last living whaler. Well, he has joined his brothers now.
You know, and we can't say it enough, but again, we say condolences to the family and friends of Bunny Wailer. Yeah. He died not being able to find his wife, Sister Jean.
And that has been a while.
Has been a while. She has been missing since May last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has been a while.
That is rough. All right, so while we wait to get on to Sir Copeland Forbes, and of course we do have some other features coming up a little bit into the show. We're going to be doing the Irie FM Dancehall Chart recap also. So we have all that and more, but let us see until we get Copeland Forbes.
And we're hoping that we can open the phone lines and give our listeners an opportunity to interact. You know, perhaps what is your favorite Bunny Wailer song?
Yeah. Mine is just the same. It's the Electric Slide. I have never seen a song play like that.
No, and that song is very popular, especially like a lot of weddings and barbecues and hotels as well. You know, clubs. So it is an awesome line dance.
Yep.
For a lot of persons, and it never gets old.
All right, so Copeland Forbes, let me just make sure you have to give him his right protocols, you know, because he's a serious gentleman. CEO, Managing Director of Kumar Productions Limited, Tour Manager Extraordinaire, and my brethren who loves to borrow my Rolls Royce and he never returns it. Copeland Forbes, how are you, sir?
Copeland, welcome.
Buenas noches, mi amigos. ¿Cómo está?
Bien,
muy
señor.
bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
¿Y tú?
Sí.
Bien.
Now, Copeland, yes. You know, we know that you have worked with a lot of entertainers, and tonight we use the platform to pay homage to Bunny Wailer. Can you share with us a memorable moment that you've had with Jabi?
Oh, Jesus God.
We'll leave that now.
First, let me just go back a little. Some of what Marcia said, I was part of that because we all went to the same primary school at Chatola Park.
Oh,
wow, okay.
Marcia, myself, and Bunny. So I know him from 6-year-old, coming right up Liquor School in Chatola Park. And then he went to All Saints, where we met Gregory Isaacs. And then from All Saints, he went to Camperdown, and I went to Kingston Senior School.
Right.
So it started from then, you know. And then I never see him again, just like Omata, I didn't see him again until one day, living in Trenchtown, and I coming up West Road, and I stop down the bottom, I hear these people singing, you know, and I go inside the yard, and when I look, it's Neville cards. Neville, me know him as Neville.
Right.
It's three people in one, you know. You have Neville, and you have Bunny, and you have Jabi.
Right.
It's the same person. So I have experienced all three people through the journey over the 50 years. So at school, he was one of the neatest person, well-dressed, sharp like a razor. When he come to school, and he always have enough money in his pocket. Trust me, everybody wants to stay on Neville's side because you get a little 10 shilling or a 5 shilling from him because his father was well off and he take care of him, you know. But he was the only one who used to ride bicycle, come to school, you know. And it's not the fixed wheel bicycle, it's Phillips bicycle, the expensive one. And he was neat and sharp. And I saw a replica of him when I met His Majesty in 1966 when I was selected as His Majesty official card opener. And I look at His Majesty and I remember Neville and I said, boy, the two of them, same stature in body, same sharp dressing. Yes. And then when I saw how he evolves into a serious Rasta man, I said, yes, that's where the inspiration came from, you know. So we worked together a lot in the entertainment business, you know, and I was part of the team when he was doing that youth consciousness show at the National Stadium in 1982.
Yes.
You know, with himself, Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff, you know. I was part of that organization there, putting everything together. The only thing I was advising him, don't keep it Christmas Day. You know, he said, no, man, when people don't eat them cake, they want to go out, you know. So, but it was a very good show, and that was the first time people actually seen him in a solo performance, his first huge solo performance at the National Stadium, you know. And that's when he moved now from Neville Livingston, and he gone into Bunny. And when he left the Wailers, he called himself Bunny Wailer, right? And then you go on to Jabi, right? He's somebody always thinking. You know, he used to come to my house regularly with ideas. He'd come up with an idea, reggae slam dunk. You know, I said, what is that? And he'd come on and he'd sit with me and go through. He always have some plans, great plans, great ideas.
Right.
He's a great thinker. And I remember when he did that show at Madison Square Garden, he created history. Nobody up to this very day had ever done a show of that nature where it wasn't just about Bunny Wailer. It was about Jamaican music culture, you know, because he presented the music in dance, because Sequoia and all the dancers were there showing the real, you know, Kumina dance and everything like that. He had the Scatterlights, you know, and other acts on it. So he presented a Jamaican cultural expression, which until this very day, I don't see nobody has ever done that yet up to this day. So he's always thinking and with ideas and lots of ideas. Some of them is like the sky to get there, but somehow he has that riveted in his head.
Yes.
So I have experienced him. I've toured with him. You know, I took him to Hawaii the first time, and the only time he been to Hawaii, you know, is when I took him on that tour, and boy, he loved it so much, because he said all the years of moving around in Jamaica, I'm doing him to get a necktie and see him had a big herb around him neck. You know?
Yes. Copeland, so, I wonder, you have a book that is set to be released soon.
Yes.
Where Jabi is featured. Tell us about it.
The night before the passing, the night before at 3:30 in the morning, I submitted his chapter in my book.
Yes.
Right? I submitted his chapter in my book, right? To the editors. You know, and I looked at it, I said, boy, this has so much dramatic things and so much exciting things in it and so on. So, few hours later, when I got the message, I was shocked and stunned.
Wow.
You know, because I couldn't believe it. You know, I said, boy, you know, I mean, just complete his chapter for the book. You know, it's the last chapter. And then hours later, I hear that he has made his transition. You know, but as, you know, Sister Maxine says, you know, it's something that's inevitable. Yes, I knew when he got sick the first time, because we both received an award from the city in Hartford, Connecticut in 2016 when he was on that tour, you know, and I saw where he was moving slower than I ever seen him yet, because he was a very energetic person on stage. And when I saw that and I started inquiring, I said, yes, everybody was getting sick here and there.
Right.
And then when we got down to New York, Mayor de Blasio came to the show, you know, and he came backstage. I've never met this mayor, tall guy.
Yes.
Until Sister Carol said to me, I said, the boss, come check on her. And I said, who is the boss? He said, Mayor de Blasio.
Right.
And he enjoyed Bunny's performance, came backstage and hung for a while and so on. And then the tour went down south, and then he ended up into the hospital, as she said. But we shared a lot of great moments, a lot of historic moments. Some of them, it's unbelievable, so to speak. You know, I remember an incident inside my house in my living room when Iman Dewey had a face-off, you know, and I had to be a wide receiver in between it and so on, you know. But very smart person, very good thinker, you know, and him have great thoughts, you know. And as Marcia said, you know, when he's in the studio, he gets involved in every little area, because when we were doing Peter Tosh's Mama Africa album, the bass player could not make it down to the stage, so we had to use Gibby. And you know, Bunny sat in the studio right beside Gibby and literally dictate the bass line them to Gibby what Gibby should play.
Wow.
You know, so him have that kind of singing to them, and Gibby and him come from afar, you know. And they used to each other, so it was an easy, relaxing thing and so on. So,
Copeland, I'm dying for this.
He's going to be sadly missed
in
the music fraternity.
Yes, definitely.
Copeland, we're going to have you in studio, because this is like a library that we're getting right now.
Yeah, it's such a wealth of information.
And we're out of time.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap, but thank you so much,
Copeland,
for coming on and sharing as usual.
May his soul rest in peace, and condolences to his family and the son.
Yes.
I talked to him because I played a role in him coming into this world.
And make sure we're in the next book, okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right, make sure.
Interview that Chima did.
Yes, Copeland Forbes, a king without a crown.
Yeah, I have crown now. And I've watched the Rolls Royce. It's waiting for you.
Yeah, that was a fun documentary to do, Copeland. I really enjoyed it.
Man. Yeah, people talk about it until this very day, you know what I mean, and so on. So give my love to the staff and everyone at IRI. You know, you're a family.
Yes.
You know, same way.
Respect.
And,
thank you.
Respect to Bunny's family, and condolences to his friends and well-wishers.
Thank you very much, Copeland.
All right.
So rest in peace.
Thank
you so much, Copeland Forbes.
We're up for a break. We'll be right back.
The time brought to you by IRI FM is...
It's 9:57. And, of course, we're on the button. But before we do that, we are going to be going to our IRI FM Dancehall Chart recap with DJ Collision and Courtney Mack.
This is the Guinness Dancehall Top 10 Countdown.
I wonder who really run dancehall. Who really have the number one song?
All the youths them want.
Who run dancehall?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah!
And of course, you don't know, so we are going to go through and recap right now, and then we are going to tell you which song it is, the number one song for this week. All right, so the number 10 song for this week, we kicked off the chart at number 10 with Dexter Daps' Wi-Fi.
Number 9 was Dexter Daps again, Call Me If.
Number 8 was I Wish by Massacre.
Number 7, Intense Money Not Funds.
And number 6 was Not Perfect, Movado.
Number 5 was Skillibeng, Tommy Lee, Bin Laden.
See it there? And number 4 was Skillibeng again.
Hot.
You see it?
Number 3 was TJ and Tommy Lee, Power Struggle.
Number 2 was On the Dirt, Popcorn, Tommy Lee, and Massacre. I wonder if them ready for the number one song, Collision.
Trouble.
The number one song for this week on the Guinness IRFM Dancehall Top 10 Countdown for the first time at number 1 is Moonwalk, 5-Star Tell, and Squash. Number 1.
Because she ride it out. Because she ride it out. Because she ride it out. Big in her mouth and her butt up. Them gyal like visit me out with me they a tail lock up. Said boy and I used to smoke too much tobacco. Said sitting lock up. Can't breathe. So she lays. She ride on the long. Yeah, she take the pain. And every time when the smoke on, she call out my name. She don't want you back, man. Down on your suffer. She don't want you back, man. Down on your suffer. Bad man, she love me. Nice side. So me bring her in the studio and go vice side. Touch spinal. She put it in her mouth at me. I'm zooming like a Michael. Won't you like it title? I saw me push it up, me she beat so she weak on. I see boy jump asleep so she sneak on. I call down her phone and I keep on. What she do? She ride on the long. Yeah, she tell
me. Number 1 for the first week, may I tell you something, man? You see that song, he kept climbing and climbing and climbing, you know, and finally reached the number 1 spot, you know. So, you know, big up to Cartel and Squash, of course. Atomic Records, you don't know, big up on yourself in 9 weeks on the chart, you know, first week at number 1, you know.
Big song, a big song. The Guinness Top 10 charts is where it happens. Only big songs make this chart.
Dancehall can't start. Dancehall, I mean everything.
All right, and of course, we want to say a special thanks to everyone who made the EBUZZ possible. Thank you also, DJ Collision and Courtney Mack, for the
Thank you to our producer, Sandrika. Big up to Peter Broadba. Big up to DJ Lollipop.
And of course, our telephone operator is Karen Thomas. And of course, Nicholas Francis is the engineer.
That's our time. Remember, you can catch us for the Buzz next week, same place, same time. Mutabaruka is up next with the Cutting Edge. But before we go, Bones, I think we should just go with Bunny Wailer live. That's how we'll leave you this week.
Join us next week for another exciting edition of the EBUZZ. And of course, after Bunny Wailer, it will be Muta. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.